Hey guys, WestCoastArachnids. Sitting here checking my teas. I need to transfer these four guys here, two blue and the red and the green, into these today. That's the Brachypelma albopilosum. Alright, just going to get you up here. I got one of these down here already. Just don't want that camera to fall off, which it tends to like to do, and I don't want it to fall on the spiders. To get that just right. So we're going to try and do this quick as possible. They have outgrown these old enclosures and just pulling out their webs and stuff. Getting it down to bare bottom dirt. I need my tickle brush. There we have one here. What I do is just kind of put it on the lip there. And hopefully she or he wants to move. These are the Honduras curly hair. I would like to get a hold of some Nicaraguan, some of the curlier type. This is more known as the hobby type. You just don't want to move, huh? And web down. Come on. Give this one a little bit of a nudge. Very awesome looking. Hairs on it are just golden. Look at that web. I don't know if you can see that. Laying a ton of web. Awesome. Grabbing some water lids for these guys. I've got some bigger ones here. And for now, I'm just going to leave these enclosures bare like this, and I'm going to get some driftwood. Now, normally I don't use raw wood of any sort inside these. Of course, I'd never put it in there straight out of my area, because it's going to introduce mites and parasites of such that these guys aren't used to in their native habitat, which could potentially kill them. So you got a bit of dirt on your foot there, buddy. So I'm going to cure the wood in the oven for a couple hours at 250 degrees. And then I'll add it in here. And the only reason I'm going to do that is because this is fairly dry substrate. And it doesn't get wet in here at all. I don't mess these guys. I keep them like this, nice and dry. Keep constant water dish in there. Always put water in it. So if they need to stay hydrated, they can take a drink. Very important to clean that out at least once or twice a week. The smaller it is, the more frequently you should clean it out. But bare minimum 1 week I would clean it. So we're going to lid this guy up. Which one is this? This is number 1. Oops. Working the tag. Now, I'm going to make new tags for these, so I'm just going to temporarily put the old ones on there. They're a little worse for wear, but they will be replaced. And that's Brachypelma albopilosum number 1. I need to find a place temporary to put these guys. tamped this down, as you can see, nice and hard when it was wet. Let it dry out. It took a good week or two to dry this out. I just wanted to get a little bit of a form with a hill on one side, but he's going to dig around in there and move it, I'm certain. He or she. I don't think I've sexed any of these albopilosum yet. They tend to like to destroy their molts, which makes it a little tough to sex them. Okay, none too soon. This one was starting to show a little mold in the enclosure. I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny bit of mold right here on the web. It hasn't gotten into the dirt yet, so I'm not certain it's mold or fungus. But with them being on the top of the dirt like that, or on top of the glass, sorry, climbing the wall, it's trying to get away from it. That one's a little bit hair flicky. As you can see, it's got a bald rump. And it does not look to be in pre-molt. So something was obviously bothering it, and I would say more than likely it was maybe the fungus in there, or mold, or whatever it is. And that's new, whatever it was. I'm very certain these guys are gonna like their new homes. Oops. Getting a little ahead of myself here. Let's take that tag off. So that was number 2. Sorry, just tagging the lid so I know which one's which. And that's, these tags need to be replaced. Brachypelma albopilosum number 2. They're climbing the walls. They don't like it in there. It's new. This one here, wow, same thing. A little bit of mold you can see there and there. This is just new, so I'm guessing the spring fungus has come. Must be some type of fungus in the air right now, spreading its pollen or spores, I guess you would say. We'll get you a home. Now these guys are going to have to get different water bowls, dishes. Come on, little guy. You are a fat one, aren't you? Yeah. You're a good feeder, I tell you. Wow. If I didn't know better, I'd think this was in pre-molt, but I can see the bald spot and it's not darkened at all. Little guy. Grab a hold, don't fall. It's really kind of neat watching them retract their claws. Some of you may know or may not, they have retractable claws, 2 on each foot. going to grab him some kind of a lid for drinking. I'm going to have to wash one. So I'll let that run and see if he walks around while I wash this out. Okay. Alright, these are a little smaller, but I will try and find something bigger for them for later. For now, these will do just fine. And if you're worried about humidity, you can always just add a bit of water right to the soil. Try to keep it near the water dish, and then move your water dish around every now and again so you don't get mold and stuff growing underneath it. That's where it likes to start the most. The fungus and stuff will get, the growth will go to wherever it's moist, and it tends to be near the water dish, as they like to flip it and you overspill over time, and it tends to stay wet there. So that's the main area that mold and fungus will grow. So moving it around will stop that from happening as much as possible. Every now and again it's going to happen. As you see, I'm getting fungus sprouting up in these, and I'm going to have to take care of that and make sure there's none in any of the other enclosures. Okay, let's get you a little bit farther down so I can close the lid. Okay. Yeah, little buddy. Just moving his spinneret, him or her. Okay. Phone just started ringing like crazy. I have to call whoever it is back because I can't really take a call right at the moment. When you're closing the lid, always make sure that the spider's legs are inside so you're not pinching them. Some of these lids tend to go in a little bit when you close them, so make sure that they're down enough so that that lid can fit on properly without squashing them. Just flattening out this dirt a little bit so it doesn't look like a bunch of handprints. I don't know what that was in there. Piece of cocoa fiber that was still flattened out, I guess, never got wet. Now, if you've seen back in the video, when I put the green lids in, the bigger ones, I put one on this side, one on that side, one the other way around. First one I put here, second one I put there. If it's the same water lid, when I'm looking back at the video, if the tags fall off for any reason because they're old and they've been peeled off the other thing, then if I lose the tags or they fall off, I don't know which one they are. So I can refer back to this video, look at it again and go, okay, I put the green lid on this one for number 2, put the number 1 on the other side, and so forth. Yeah, that last one was number 3. And this one here is number 4. This is the last final one. Okay. This one has a couple of lids I can reuse. Oops. That was not the spider, by the way, it was my tongs. Just removing the spider web. And again, where it was moist, there's a little bit of growth. So it's a good timing to get this moved. And this one is flicking hairs off its abdomen as well. So that's 3 out of the 4 that have flicked a lot of hair. And each and every one had a bit of fungus inside them, in their enclosures. Whether or not that's just coincidence, I don't know. I've never seen that type of behavior before, as far as, you know, if there's fungus, they'll flick hair. But it could be, or it could be they're just lining their bed with it, getting ready to go into pre-molt. So, if so, these guys are going to be spinning another web, which could mean pre-molt if they do. Now, I don't really know, because the last molt they did, I didn't take the molting bed out, or bed of silk. Generally I'll do that, but sometimes in the case where I don't want to bother the spiders, I'll just leave it in there rather than stress them out by redoing the whole thing. But in the last case, I just didn't want to take it out. I didn't want to bother them, so I left it in there. So I couldn't tell if they're going to make a new net, or if that's a new web for a future molt, or a past web for a molt they've already done. Now, sad news, I lost one of my Salmopoe's passed away. It was a mature male. It's been a year, so I think it's just old age. The other one's looking a little tattered and worn for wear, or worse for wear. Not as bad as the other one has been acting lately, but so maybe I'll be able to have this one in my care for a little longer before it finally passes. So that one did pass, and I'm pretty sure it was due to old age. There's no fungus, no parasites, no anything in there. So pretty sure it was just old age. I'm kind of sad that I couldn't find any females or find anybody to breed them with. There's just nobody in the area here. Actually, nobody that I could find in Canada on any of the forums I've been in, or any of the groups. So these things happen. Not all the males get to mate. Alright. So that's that. These tags are already starting to come up. So there they are there. We'll get a little light in here. Open the curtain. I like to have it open because it bothers them. They shy away from the light. I actually had to stack 2 curtains on there to kind of darken it up a bit more. Top 2 there, top 2 here. I'm going to have to get some more shelving for all up in here. I might get a couple more of those. They actually work really well. And just stick them in this corner, and that would work all right. But yeah, awesome. This light usually shines over like that, so they do have light. Another sad note, this guy here, he's in heavy pre-molt, and it's been about 9 months, and I found out that the other day I moved his water dish and stuff, cleaned it all out, and I noticed one of his book lungs is clogged, and it's infected. It's all flared up. So cross my fingers I don't lose this one. That's a Grammostola porteri. Chilean rose, the normal form, I guess you'd say. But yeah, I'm hoping it makes it through. I've dabbed it with a Benadine solution. It's basically iodine. I get about a 5-10% mixture, and hopefully it fixes this situation and it heals up. I'm hoping it molts okay. We'll find out, I guess. Anyway, that's that. Successful transfer. Hopefully I can find some beechwood to put in there. And I'll cure that all up. I might actually put a coating on it, a hard coating on the wood, just so that it can't mold, period. And it's more like a glass figurine, I guess. All right. Awesome. Y'all take care. Have a great day. Say bye, buddy. He's all exploring his new home. All right. Bye for now.